Welcome back to Spanish Fork Complex as we continue on with the 2A and 3A state championship tournament here in softball. We're waning down for this day. One last set of games to go, 2 in the 2A and 2 in the 3A. Again, these are loser go home kind of things, the elimination rounds. In the game that we've got for you here, it will be Emery against Providence Hall. And in the other ball game, Manti still awaiting a opponent, as the Juab South Summit game is a real barn burner and is going right down to the wire, has not terminated yet, so that game will be getting started soon. Also in the 2A division, we have Beaver and Millard in one matchup, and I'm not sure in the other matchup. Looks like South Sevier, and I'm not sure who they're playing over there at the present time, but that is in the other one-loss category, elimination category. We, again, are grateful for TeamHive.live for preparing and running this tournament here on this site today, powered by Centracom in partnership with KSL Sports. And so we're happy to work with them and bring it to you. And again, our sponsors, Rocky Mountain Chevy Dealers, Utah Community Credit Union, Intermountain Power Service Corporation, Central Valley Medical Center in Nephi, Sunrise Engineering, Sam Pete Steel in Moroni, Beaver Valley Hospital, Nephi Federal Credit Union, Beaver Medical Clinic, Barney Trucking, Honey's Marketplace in Kanab, and Jones & DeMille Engineering. Some of the sponsors making these broadcasts possible. We appreciate them. We have begun, and Emery is at bat. Providence Hall is the home team. Jalen Fox is at the plate. One ball called on her already. And the second pitch is in, and it is also a ball, so 2 balls to the batter, Jalen Fox. We'll get to some alignments and defensive situation here in a minute. NJ Adair is on deck, the second baseman for Emery. And a foul ball there by Jalen Fox. Fox, the third baseman. And then Aspen Taylor is in the third bat spot, and she is the pitcher. And Brooklyn Ecker, the shortstop, for Emery's batting. And for defensive purposes for Providence Hall, and get another pitch in there. 3-1 is the count here on the leadoff batter. Defensively, Alyssa Marsek is the catcher. Nina Garcia, the pitcher for Providence Hall. Tristan Lentz at first base. See what this next pitch is, and it looks like it's going to be a walk. Nope, a late call. Jalen Fox took off for first base, but it called her back. Moving on with the defensive alignment, Ireland Anderson is the second base. Sarah Scott, third base. Madison Johnson, Maddie Johnson at short. Haley Lentz in left field. Kix Isaacson. Ball is going to be a hit there by Jalen Fox. Didn't get the walk, so she goes ahead and hits a single into left field to start this off. And then also Emily Anderson for Providence Hall is in right field. So a single by Jalen Fox, and NJ Adair is coming to the plate, and she will be followed by Aspen Taylor on deck. So again, we'll see what happens here. And Nina Garcia throws a nice pitch down the middle there, and the shadows really making it difficult out there, at least for this reporter. The shadows and different things, you can't see some of what's going on. Good thing others are out there. Pop up to the left, third baseman, throw across to the first baseman for leaning in. Sarah Scott goes to Tristan Lentz. It's a double play as the fly to the third baseman is caught. It's a line drive, and they caught Jalen Fox leaning off of first base. So that's the out, and then 5-3 is the second out. And so that clears the bases, and Aspen Taylor comes to bat. Nice play by the third baseman, Sarah Scott, for Providence Hall. First pitch to Aspen Taylor is a ball. And the next pitch coming. Swing and a miss. Foul ball. Again, this game is, the winner continues into tomorrow. The winner of this game will play at 12:30 tomorrow. Ball is going to be hit into left center field, and the center fielder falls down at the fence, and the ball lands right next to her. Again, looking up into the sun right now is going to be a difficult thing out there for the left and center fielder and third baseman. But it's a double on the play for Aspen Taylor. She's standing at second, so 2 hits in the inning. A great double play, wiped it out. We have a pitch runner, number 15, coming in for Emery to run for Emery. And number 15 is on your stats, not mine, I guess. It's not on this roster. We have different sets of rosters, some that were put out in a program, and some of the numbers are not included. So Luke in to run, running for the pitcher Taylor. So Luke is running for her. Now a strike on the batter. Foul ball out of play. Two strikes on the batter now. Brooklyn Ecker, great shortstop. I've been really impressed with her play at shortstop out there today. Moves well, strong arm, throws on the run really well, and does a nice job. She's going to hit one back up the middle. It goes off the pitcher's glove, and she's going to get to first base before second baseman can get there to field that. So it's all hard off the glove. I think maybe you score that as a hit. It's too hard off that glove at the pitcher's. And it moves Taylor to third base now in scoring position, and coming to the plate is Olivia Christman. So Christman is the catcher for Emery. And the catchers have been working hard today, doing a good job, the catchers have. Swing and a miss. Runner Ecker will go to second base. Okay. The poor coach at third base, the umpire started pointing down the line. I couldn't see what was going on either. The coach thought he was getting after him. What happens is when he finally moved, there was a ball sitting behind him that had come off the other field. So the coach really thought he was in trouble down there. Well, they got it all cleared up now. Little curve, a little motion on the ball to the outside will be ruled a ball. So 1-1 on Olivia Christman. Shannon Johnson on deck. Swing and a miss, strike 2 now with runners in scoring position, 1-2. Do have a couple of corrections. I would have to say in the first game we were calling number swing and a miss, strike 3. We'll get to that in the next inning. We'll try and clarify some of the things we did, but that's a strikeout. So they'll leave runners on base here, second and third. No runs scored, and the third out is a strikeout, and that will end the top of the first inning. We'll be back with the bottom in just a second.
Sanpete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. Sanpete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. Sanpete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com. Beaver Valley Hospital continues to offer high-quality health care at the state's lowest price. Beaver Valley Hospital has state-of-the-art laboratory and radiology services, including cutting-edge X-ray and 3D ultrasound. The hospital also provides expanded surgical procedures for orthopedics and laparoscopic hysterectomy. Remodeled patient rooms and long-term care facilities combine with compassionate staff to provide our patients a comfortable and healing environment. Beaver Valley Hospital is a proud community supporter and is pleased to sponsor Beaver High School.
Okay, welcome back here as we go to the bottom of the first inning here. Quickly get in some defensive alignments here for the Emery Lady Spartans here. Pitching is Aspen Taylor, catching Olivia Christman. First base, Shannon Johnson. Second base, NJ Adair. Jalen Fox at third base, Brooklyn Ecker at shortstop, and Caitlin Nielsen in left field. And here's one of the corrections I'd like to make. Maddie Bunnell, I guess is the way it's pronounced there. Other areas, including relatives in my family, is Bunnell. So I've been calling it Bunnell. I apologize. I've been corrected. Maddie Bunnell. And then on the other one we called, the right fielder was Madison Nilsson the whole first game that we did. We find out now that we were in error, and it's Madison Thomas, Maddie Thomas. And so we apologize for that one also. So first pitch is a swinging hit, and it goes past the shortstop into right center field, and it'll be a base hit. In fact, a stand-up double is what will happen here, as that pitch hit hard right past that shortstop, Ecker. And so Nina Garcia, the pitcher, gets a double to start the game, trying to help out her cause here to start the game. It'll bring up Kix Isaacson to bat number 2. She's the center fielder wearing number 9. Looks like we'll have a runner for Nina Garcia here, the pitcher. That is standard rule. And they'll come in, I believe, number 7 looked like. And, number 3, that is, number 3.
Elizabeth Johnson is our speed-up runner.
Elizabeth Johnson. So Elizabeth Johnson will be running. Another hit goes to second base here. The runner will advance, but they'll get the runner out at first. And so a bit of a sacrifice there by Isaacson, as she'll go 4-3 for the first out. It moves Elizabeth Johnson running for Nina Garcia goes to third base in scoring position. 1 away with Tristan Lenz, the first baseman, up to bat now, batting left. And in a bit of a slap orientation. We'll see if she slaps or swings away. Steps into it, swings away. It'll go to shortstop. The throw's going to come home. Well done there by Ecker. Nicely done. Plenty of time for the tag to be made by Olivia Christman, so they cut down the run at home. And again, I remark over and over again how the abilities and the savvy of that shortstop, Brooklyn Ecker.
Ecker comes home for the second out.
And the strong arm makes up for it, for everything else. Heady, knows what's going on, and throws extremely well. So we still have Tristan Lenz at first base on the fielder's choice. And Alyssa Marsek will come to the plate now. She is the catcher. No indication that was a foul ball, but nobody moved and everybody just kind of stood there. I'm not even sure what was called. The runner didn't go from first to second, so anyway, we'll see. That's a called strike in there. So if that first one was a ball, it's a 1-1 count then to Alyssa Marsek. Hit sharply in between short and third to left field. Oh, nearly gets it in time to get the runner at second. Nice play there by the left fielder. And that's Caitlin Nielsen as she picks it up and gets it in quickly. Nearly got the runner at second. She was so quick in with it, but it'll be a single there by Marsek. And it'll bring Maddie Johnson, the shortstop, to the plate with runner on first and second now, the runners. And Maddie Johnson at the plate. The number 5 hitter. It lifts one into right center field. Will it be back far enough? One hopper over the fence. Ground rule double. It will score 1 run. Tristan Lenz will come in to score on the ground rule double. Alyssa Marsek will go to third, and Maddie Johnson with her ground rule double. And that's the first blood here as Providence Hall scores 1 here in the bottom of the first to go up 1-0. They still have 2 runners in scoring position. And Sarah Scott will come to the plate now. The third baseman, Sarah Scott, first trip to the plate. So Emery try to get out of this with only 1 run damage. That's very close to a home run there. And you see the problem you got, and we played on this field back when I was helping coach. This time of day, third base, left field, and shortstop are standing in the sun, but the ball's coming out of some heavy shadows. It's very tough. And that ball is going to be over the side, not enough room to get to it. But you look over there, you'll see third base and shortstop often with their gloves or their hands up to be able to shade the sun so that they can see. It's a tough field right now at this time for the left side of the field. Again, shortstop, third, and left field. And depending on the angle of the ball, center field has a problem too. Both teams have to play it, though, and you take what comes. The inside ball. 2-1 the count here to Sarah Scott. Going to be lifted to center. Can she get there? She does. A shoestring catch. She picks up the line drive, so she had no trouble with the sun there. Maddie Bunnell saves a couple of runs there as she makes that catch on a fly off the bat of Sarah Scott. And we will take a break and be right back with the second inning.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
Here I'm talking. Welcome back here. I had to check with Claire to make sure. I thought maybe I was talking about things offline, some old softball playing days of my own that might have been caught on air, but thank goodness they weren't. She's taking care of us. We'll go now to the top of the second inning here. Emery will come to bat now. And Emery will start with Shannon Johnson. And we've got a timeout called now. First base umpire was talking to the coaches and having a gab session down there. They had to get him back out on the field. So, and oftentimes, folks, when I'm joking around like this, I'm joking with the scorekeeper sitting next to me. So you can't hear her response, just my comments. So, but not picking on the officials. They have done a very, very good job here today, and I appreciate their work. And shortstop has now asked for sunglasses, and I don't blame her there. Maddie Johnson for Providence Hall had to go for some shades. Shannon Johnson again at the bat now that we're going is 2 strikes on her. And Madeline Bunnell, Maddie Bunnell will be on deck. And Madison Thomas in the hole. Oh, a nice change up there. She pulled a string to Shannon Johnson and struck her out for the second strikeout of the game. First out of the inning here. And it'll bring Maddie Bunnell to the batter's box. Again, Providence Hall struck first. They were able to push one across there in the bottom of the first inning. They're up 1-0 here as we are now in the top of the second. Foul ball down the right field baseline and not able to get to it in between the catcher and the pitcher. So that'll be new life for Bunnell. She'll come back with 1 strike on her. Again, this is the last battery of ball games, 2 in the 1A and 2 in the 2A and 2 in the 3A going on right now. And then the games will resume tomorrow at 10 a.m. Foul ball again by Bunnell. 2 strikes. So 0-2 the count to Bunnell. Swing and a miss. Dropped the ball, however. First is open. The throw down to first got her. But Bunnell goes down to a strikeout. 3 strikeouts in a row now as the pitcher, Nena Garcia, struggled a little bit in the first inning to begin with, but now she has settled down and she has 3 strikeouts in a row. The last one of the first inning and 2 strikeouts here in the second inning. And now we're to Madison Thomas here, the right fielder. Swing and a miss, strike 1. And earlier we could see the movement on the ball from this position, but right now with the shades and things and the shadows, can't tell. But obviously Garcia is putting something on it because she's got these hitters for Emery that are good hitters. She's got them off balance here. 2 strikes now on Thomas. And Caitlin Nielsen on deck. That one's high, ball. So Thomas at the plate, Nielsen on deck for Emery. Toes the throw. And pulled a string that looked like a slow pitch as that thing took some arc and dropped right in there. Completely froze Thomas for the 3rd strikeout of the inning. What a devastating pitch. So after 1.5, it's 1-0 in favor of Providence Hall, and we'll take a break and be back with the bottom of the second.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
At Central Valley Medical Center, we're committed to offering the best care.
In your life's first moments.
Through your life's biggest emergencies.
In your everyday help.
In those days that mean the most.
Central Valley Medical Center will be there with you through each step and stage of life, bringing the best care because we care. Closer to home.
Okay, welcome back here as we get ready now for the bottom of the second inning. Again, Providence Hall up 1-0 here. Coming to bat will be Haley Lenz. Lenz is playing the left field position. And she comes in with a batting average of .407 with 2 home runs, 7 doubles, and 2 triples, and, of course, 2 home runs. She has 24 RBIs on the year, so batting down in the number 7 position, that's an awful lot of production out of your number 7 hitter there. That is Haley Lenz batting in that position. So Aspen Taylor in the circle. Brings a pitch on the outside. Going to be called a ball out there. So ball 1. The first pitch here at the bottom of the second inning. Lenz batting left-handed. Going to be inside, ball 2. So Lenz ahead in the count, 2-0 here, and the leadoff batter here out of the number 7 spot, leadoff batter here in the second inning. This pitch is outside now, ball 3. So 3-0 the count now to Haley Lenz. Emily Anderson on deck, and Ireland Anderson in the hole. Gives the old fake bunt look, gets the inside pitch, ball 4, walk. So a 4-pitch walk there to Haley Lenz. Puts runners back on and puts the pressure back on Emery. Now they come up with Emily Anderson. Emily Anderson steps in. And she has a .429 batting average. And not so much pop. But she does have a .400 batting average. She'll take that. So that's 5 straight called balls here in this inning. To start this inning, has not yet thrown a strike. The pitcher, Taylor, not yet thrown a strike in the inning. There's one. It's quickly hit to Ecker at shortstop. She bobbles it, able to come across. That's bobbled, and that'll allow the runner to go to third. I'm not sure they would have had her had she fielded the ball cleanly. But Ecker, that we have praised so much, struggling here to start this game at least defensively, as that would had double play written all over it, but bobbled the grounder, and so an error is assessed there. And all the dust clears. It allowed Haley Lenz to go all the way to third base because the throw to first was also bobbled. But I think the runner had it beat out on the bobbled ball by the shortstop Ecker. So first and third, nobody out. Bottom of the second, number 9 batter come to the plate in Ireland Anderson, the second baseman. She puts down a bunt, goes back to the pitcher. She's going to go to first, and the runner does not come home. They had it set up for her if she tried to come home. So nice play with the pitcher going to the first baseman for the first out. It does move Emily Anderson to second base. So you've got Anderson at second, Lenz at third, one down in the inning, back to the top of the order with Nina Garcia, who hit a double in the first inning, like 2 pitches in. She hits a double, so we'll see if she can get another hit to bring those runs in. Holds back on that. They're going to be called ball low. So again, she'll stand back in. Pitch on the way, a change up nicely, floats over the outside corner. Good pitch there by Aspen Taylor. And that'll be a ball and a strike on Nina Garcia. See if she brings another one. Oh, inside. She had to fight that one off. She swung. The ball hit her even after she swung. I don't know if it fouled off and hit her, but the ball hit her, but she was in the act of swinging. So a called strike or a swinging strike, 1 and 2 the count. She swung that mostly in defense, self-defense. But 1 and 2 the count. This could be big if they could get a strikeout here and save a run and get to the 2-out mark. Low and in the dirt, nicely dug by Olivia Christman. Keeping that ball in front of her so no runs could score from third. So it's 2 and 2 now. 2 and 2 the count. Pitch coming. Swing and a strike 3. Big out there as she strikes out Nina Garcia for the second out. Leaves the runners at second and third. And now you've got Kix Isaacson, who came up and grounded out to second base in the first inning. Pitch is low outside. Nice pickup there by the catcher, Christman, once again. And, so it's a 1-ball count to Isaacson. This one's going to break to the inside, but still a little bit low apparently, so ball 2 is the call. And it'll be 2-0 right now to the batter Isaacson. They do have first base open, but Alyssa Marsek is the batter. There's a cleanup hitter who is on deck. That may catch the outside corner. Nice pitch there by Taylor. 2-1 the count. 2-1. Again, Emery trying to fight off the this attack. Another changeup drops in there. The shadows are changing now. We can kind of see the action on the ball a little bit better. And those are two great pitches there by Aspen Taylor. Change-up floaters on the outside corner that fooled the hitter completely. So 2-2 the count now. And she gets a swing out of the batter, so they get out of it with no runs scored and strikes out the last batter. So no runs scored. The first two batters get on, second and third, nobody out. And Aspen Taylor pitches out of it. Great job by Aspen Taylor. That's the end of the second. We'll go to the third when we come back.
This is how 2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups. Plus, get a $4,000 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Centricom believes the service relationship continues long after installation, and we're available to support you every step of the way. That's why if there is a problem with our equipment, a service visit from us means no cost to you. We know the value of a satisfied customer, so if you refer us to a friend, we'll take care of them and you'll get 1 month of service free. We promise to make your experience the best it can be. Centricom, keeping you connected.
Welcome back once again. We go now to the third inning. And Emery will come to bat. And they still have, they've got one batter. They've not even been through the lineup once. Here we are in the third inning. And that's how well it has been going for Providence Hall. And particularly the pitcher, Nina Garcia, who struggled early, but now has struck out the last four batters in a row. That's a strike back against the screen, foul ball. And first strike on Caitlin Nielsen, who is at the batter's box now. From there, we will go back to the top of the order, finally a second time through with Jalen Fox on deck and NJ Adair in the hole. Pop up here, and it'll be a foul, drop foul. Not able to get to it. His first, the catcher or the pitcher not able to get to it. And so that will be another strike, though, 0-2. With Nina Garcia with a chance for another strikeout. Like I said, she's got four in a row here. The last one of the first inning, and all three batters in that second inning were strikeouts. And so here she is with a 2-strike count here. Oh, and she let that one drop in. A great changeup. When she pulls the string on that thing, there's some devastating changeups being thrown here by these pitchers today. And that's another strikeout.
Garcia's fifth strikeout for the first out. Fox now batting.
Again, her fifth strikeout in a row for Nina Garcia. It brings Jalen Fox to the plate. So Jalen Fox pops one out. Shortstop will take that, and that's Maddie Johnson. And we've got the director of umpiring back up in the box. We put him to work for 1 inning. 2 innings, and now he's back up here bugging us again. And it was going on so good, too, for a while there. The pop fly was taken by Maddie Johnson, and so this pop fly down the right field line is going to be on the screen, not quite able to get to it. But there's 2 down in the inning. And Adair at the plate now. And just after the first 4 batters in that first inning, Roland Hall has just clamped down on Emery here. Just shut them right down since those first 4 batters. And they challenged there in that first inning, had a chance to score some runs, had runners at second and third, and just could not get them across. And so here they are down 1-0 in the top of the third inning. And a 1-1 count. Ball is tipped towards shortstop. Bobbled it. We're going to get a base runner here. And able to make it. There was a bobble by the shortstop. And Adair is going to get the first on the air by the shortstop. And they have a runner in position now. And brings Aspen Taylor to the batter's box. Aspen Taylor got a double in that first inning. But was unable, and got to third eventually, but was unable to score in that first inning. Ball's hit, comes back against the screen. The shadows are such now that we can kind of see what's going on again. The sun has dipped far enough, we can kind of see the field again. There for a while, the shadows and the screen and different things made it very tough from this position. Puts the bunt down, but it goes right straight to the pitcher. Garcia with the throw over to first, and an easy one. That bunt would have been good if it had been to the side one way or the other, but it went directly back to the pitcher. So Aspen Taylor is out on a 1-3 for the third out of the inning. And that's it for the Emery Spartans in the top of the third. We'll be back in just a minute with the bottom of the third inning.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Drs. Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, Rhett Smith, and nurse practitioners Wade Hollingshead, Lindsay Cheney, Robin Horton, and Joan Yardley. The Beaver Medical Clinic is a family practice offering affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience fresh-baked artisan breads and pastries in their bakery, and sushi made fresh every day. Get all this with hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
Okay, welcome back here once again to Spanish Fork. As the sun beginning to set here, the shadows have lengthened enough that this field is really the danger zone here. Still in left field a little bit with the ball hit just right, but the infielders at least can see what's going on now. The shadows have kind of dropped down below. We'll go to the bottom of the third now in a quick hitting ball game, and we'll start with Tristan Lenz, the first baseman. And see if we can get some information here on Tristan Lenz. She's batting .686, 4 home runs, 4 triples, 18 doubles, 32 RBIs. So a potent hitter here. She hits one down first, and it's another hit for her as it goes right past the first baseman, diving for it. Unable to come up with it was Shanna Johnson. Unable to come up with it. And so Lenz has a hit. And she got on in the first inning on a fielder's choice and scored the only run. This time she gets a hit. So she's been on both times, one by fielder's choice, meaning she's putting the ball in play. Somebody's going to have to get her out somewhere. So second batter, Alyssa Marsick. And that's a low and ball. Ball 1.
That's the way it was trained, and that's the way I'm going to be.
Pitch is going to be hit down the third base line. Nice hands by the coach there. Stops that one. It'll be a strike to Marsick, Alyssa Marsick, and it'll be a 1-1 count. Nobody out in the inning. Floats one in, Pat back down, quick throw to first base, and not in time as Shannon Johnson unable to get the tag down. Olivia Christman with a quick snap throw down to first base. Ball is ripped down the third base line. It may go foul. It is foul. And it's hard to see because the covering of the grandstand gets in the way there to see, but that seemed like it may have had enough to get out of here had it been fair. But it goes foul, so it's a long, noisy out. Excuse me, it's foul. Loud, noisy foul. Marsick has a 2-2 count on her now. Whew. They were waiting for the call there, did not get it, so it's 3-3 now to Marsek.
2-2 or 3-2?
So full count here. Runner at first base is Lenz. Pop up down the first base line. The first baseman will take that. So a pop up. So a fly to number 3, third position. First out of the inning. Runner could not advance. Lenz just stays home. Brings up Matty Johnson now to bat. And Matty Johnson, a sophomore, batting average is .531. So again, some huge batting numbers for this Providence Hall group when you look down through them. And the ball trickles below the legs of the catcher, and the runner does not go. Catcher didn't even know where it was for a while. Olivia Chrisman did not even know, and the runner did not advance. Tristan Lenz, so Emery gets away with that one. Call was a ball down low. Ball is hit right back up the middle over the pitcher's hand, and it'll be brought in quickly by Maddie Bennell, quickly into Ecker. Yeah, but it does advance the runner, so Tristan Lenz to second base. And the hit by Johnson, the single, moves the runners. So first and second, one away in the inning. Sarah Scott comes to the plate. Another sophomore here with a .456 batting average. It's low. This time it gets away once again from Christman and goes all the way to the screen. This time the runner does advance, so Tristan Lenz goes to third and Maddie Johnson goes to second. So runners in scoring position, one down in the bottom of the third inning. And Emery struggling to get this thing under control. Ball is knocked down the third baseline. Oh, give the coach a gem on that one. One-handed grab going hard to his right. Barehanded. So once again, we'll step in there with a 1-1 count on the batter, Scott. Swing and a miss. Nice change up high by Aspen Tater there. What a pitch. So it'll be a 1-2 count now to Sarah Scott. On deck is Emmy Anderson. Pop up on the infield. Who's going to take this? Shortstop's going to come over and call for it and take it. She'll make a quick throw to third, trying to sneak one in on Lenz, who was baiting her there at third base. But it's a fly out to the shortstop. Second out of the inning brings up Haley Lenz here now. And Haley Lenz, we'll see what her stats are. She has a .407 batting average with 2 home runs, 2 triples, and 7 doubles. So another potent bat here for Providence Hall. Change up, took a string, pulled it, and swung right through that, did Haley Lenz. Wow. So 2 down again in the inning. Again, Emery trying to battle out of a tough situation here. Ball is going to be hit down the third baseline this time. And this time the coach did not even range over to that one. He let that one go. So 2 strikes on Haley Lenz. They battled out of it last inning. They had 2 runners in scoring position and were able to battle out of it. And they're trying to do that again here. Ball on the outside, going to be called a ball. So 1-2 the count. 1-2 to Lenz. Lenz on third base also, waiting to come in and score on a base hit. And there it is, a drive into left center field. Going to go all the way to the fence. It's going to bring in Lenz and also bring in Johnson. So 2 runs across on the hit by Haley Lenz. Brings in Tristan Lenz and Maddie Johnson with that single and 2 RBIs. And it'll bring up Emmy Anderson. It's score now 3-0 in the bottom of the third here as Providence Hall just keeps putting the ball in play. Now Anderson will step in, a junior with a .429 average. in the dirt, ball one. So building a bit of lead here. And on the other side of it, Emery has not been able to get much of anything going. The ball's off the hand of the pitcher and then gets to the shortstop, Ecker, and she overruns it, hits her glove, but goes to second base and forgets the ball. So I'm not sure how you're going to score that one. So we got an E on that one. It does advance the runner, so we're at first and second, and Ireland Anderson is at the plate. She hit it to the pitcher who threw her out at first last time up. That's a ball to her. So Aspen Taylor comes back to the plate, winds and delivers. It's low, ball. 2 balls. Looking for the official scorer, I guess, down there. They got some, I guess, they're asking what the count was.
Why are they asking that?
The scorekeeper asked me why they asking the folks down there. Well, yeah, the official scorer is up here. So that's a called strike there. 2-1 the count. Swing and a miss, foul ball. He's not going to call that a foul ball. Runners do advance. So on the passed ball, the runners advanced. From this venue, I was pretty sure there was some contact there. The direction of the ball changed and actually went off his shoulder. Ball is in the air now to left field. Left fielder got a low light break on it, but does make the catch. Nice job there. Caitlin Nielsen saves 2 runs right there. She got a late break. Again, that's the one place where the sun is still an issue. She got a late break, but she made the play. So it's a fly out to the left fielder for the 3rd out, saves the runs. But they do get 2. It's 3-0 at the end of 3. We'll be back with the 4th.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's 2 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. Bookmark TeamHive.live, Utah's new home for streaming high school sports and other events. Powered by Centricom Local 10.
Welcome back once again as we start now the 4th inning, top of the 4th now. Emery coming to bat, down 3-0 now, and just talking with the scorekeeper here, and really Emery's offense has been very anemic here from what they were previously in the game that we did earlier. Brooklyn Ecker is coming to the plate, and they've really only had a couple of base runners in the whole game. And in fact, the little pitcher Nina Garcia for Providence Hall got into a rhythm there, struck out 5 in a row at one point. And just not a lot of offense going here. And not a lot of base runners. You can't do anything if you can't get base runners. Ecker hits a grounder to the third baseman. Pulls her off. The throw pulls her off. So the throw from Sarah Scott to Tristan Lenz pulls Lenz off the base. She does make the catch, but it pulls her off the base, and the error allows Ecker to get to first base. So a runner on, and we talked about getting something going, getting runners on. They've got one now. And it brings Olivia Christman to the batter's box. She'll bunt it perfectly placed down to first base, and unable to get it. Nobody at third. Oh, they make a backup call, and they get the play at third. Heads up by Providence Hall as Ecker tried to go from first to third on that bunt. It was a perfectly placed bunt, I'll tell you, for the single. But there was nobody at third, so Ecker rounded second, headed for third, and heads up play as the third baseman rushed back to third. Perfect throw across the diamond, gets the out at third base. Well done. Now we have a pinch runner, number 4 in for Emery. Will come in for the catcher, Christman, number 4. Get a number on that and a name here. Whew. Rips one down the line, foul, does the batter Johnson. Running for Christman. So number 4, Ungerman, is the runner. Ball's going to go down the third baseline, picked up at third, cross the diamond it goes. They're going to say it was a foul ball. It was right on the line as she reached out, but the ball had not hit in foul territory when she reached out and grabbed it. But a foul is the call, so that with the overthrow at first, that was a possibility of advancing and possibly even a run there taken off the board with that call. So it's a foul ball to Shannon Johnson. 2 strikes on her. Bad break for Emery. This time she'll lift it just over shortstop. Left field coming in, cannot get to it. And it'll be a 2-hopper to the left fielder. She'll get it back in quickly. The runners do advance. And that'll put Ungerman running for Christman to second base. And Shannon Johnson records a hit. So one out. Bunnell
batting, Thomas on deck.
So 1 out in the inning. Bunnell turns to bunt. She fends it off. It was coming right for her. She had to put a bat on it to keep from getting hit. Maybe getting hit was the better option. Would have put her on first base. As it is, it's a foul ball, and runners will go back. And Bunnell will be back up to bat here. And Emery just doing anything they can to get runners advanced and get them in scoring position and then get them in. This is the best threat they've had thus far with 2 runners on here. Now there's some confusion on the signals being given offensively and defensively. So Bunnell will go back in the batter's box, and here we go with Garcia bringing the pitch to the plate. Turns to bunt once again. It's right at her head. She throws the bat up to fend it off and fouls it back. Pitch coming right at her head. That would not have been a good idea to let that one hit her. So 2 strikes on the batter now. And again, generally now the fielders will back up a little bit at the corners because they don't anticipate a bunt. And a swinging strike 3 there to Bunnell. So, again, Garcia doing the job out there as a pitching mound. 2 outs in the inning. Another strikeout for her. That's 5-6 in the game now for Bunnell. For Garcia on Bunnell. Now Madison Thomas at the plate. Nice breaking pitch. Broke outside, though. Could see the motion on that one. That may be the reason. She's got great movement on that ball. Caitlin Nielsen is on deck. Madison Thomas at the plate. She struck out in her previous at-bat. Breaks that one on the inside. Throw back to first. Not quite in time, but the lackadaisical getting back to first was the runner. Needs to pay attention. Good arm by the catcher there, Alyssa Marsek. So 2 balls on the batter. And Nina Garcia set and ready to bring it. Swinging strike. Runner goes to third. The throw is in time. Good throw by Marsek, and they get the runner trying to steal third as Ungerman running for Christman is taken down at third. So that's the third out of the inning. And yes, Madison Thomas will come back up. She did not complete her at-bat, so the out was in the field, and it'll allow Madison Thomas. She will start now the next inning with a clean slate. So we'll take a break. We'll be back with the bottom of the fourth here in Spanish Fork.
Nephi Federal Credit Union in Nephi offers convenient service and a variety of financial services. They're your hometown credit union that's been serving local residents for over 63 years, longer than any other financial institution in Nephi. The staff invites you to check out their incredible rates on a variety of loans and savings accounts. Nephi Federal Credit Union, 155 North Main in Nephi. Call 623-1895. That's 623-1895. Nephi Federal Credit Union, proud supporter of the Wasps this season.
I'm Dr. Sorensen. I'm a board-certified pediatrician, and I'm the newest addition to the team of doctors here at Central Valley Medical Center. My goal is to work closely with you when making decisions about your child's health. After all, you know them better than anyone else.
I think as a mom, it can be really overwhelming to find a doctor who's a really good fit for your family. I look for someone who I can trust. It's so validating and comforting knowing that I can call and get the answers I need from Dr. Sorensen and his staff.
I look forward to meeting you and your child and bringing you the best care closer to home.
Welcome back here as we start the bottom now of the fourth with Providence Hall up to bat. And check to swing. They're going to call that a strike anyway. The batter is Nina Garcia, I believe, leading off. Nina Garcia in the fourth inning here. And she'll take a called strike there. She got a double and a strikeout here thus far in her two plate appearances to date. She reaches out and slaps one towards first base. It's a pop fly to first base, easily fielded there. So Garcia will go down as the first out of the inning. Again, North Sanpete is not playing in this ball game, I know, Claire. Thank you. Providence Hall, first out. They are winning 3-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Kix Isaacson comes to the plate. And the last at-bat for Isaacson was a strikeout. In the previous at-bat, she grounded out to the second baseman. So 0 for 2 is Kix Isaacson so far in the game, the number 2 batter coming in. Hits one down the right field line. It'll be out of play. And let's see if I can find Kix Isaacson listed as a freshman. 386 batting average, 1 home run, 1 triple. All of these girls have large batting averages. Shows offensive ability. Another swing there by Isaacson. Foul ball back out of play. So 1-2 the count now to Isaacson. Trying to get something going here in the fourth for Providence Hall. Ball's going to be dribbled to second base. Picked up easy there. Flip it over to first. Hey, there to Johnson. Easy out there for Emery. So 2 outs in the inning. And if they could somehow get Tristan Lenz out, this would be the easiest inning they've had thus far. They've had pressure on the Emery Spartans in every inning thus far. Now Lenz again with that huge batting average, batting from the left side. And see if I can pull that up for you again on Lenz. 686, 48 hits, and again a lot of power. So hits it down the first baseline, just foul. And she really gets around on the ball well, but that's another strike. 2 strikes on her. She's been up. She reached on a fielder's choice, but scored in the inning. And then she got a single in the third inning and eventually came around to score also. So scored 2 of the 3 runs that Providence Hall has on the board. And to do that, you got to get on base, and she's been able to do that. Hits the ball high in the air, down. Second baseman's going to settle under it. Did not get all of that one. And so a fly out to the second baseman. for the third out. A quick inning there, 1, 2, 3. That's the first time they've done that. And so 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go to the top of the fifth when we return here in Spanish Fork, Utah.
San Pete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. San Pete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. San Pete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com. Beaver Valley Hospital continues to offer high-quality health care at the state's lowest price. Beaver Valley Hospital has state-of-the-art laboratory and radiology services, including cutting-edge X-ray and 3D ultrasound. The hospital also provides expanded surgical procedures for orthopedics and laparoscopic hysterectomy. Remodeled patient rooms and long-term care facilities combine with compassionate staff to provide our patients a comfortable and healing environment. Beaver Valley Hospital is a proud community supporter and is pleased to sponsor Beaver High School.
Okay, we're back here in Spanish Fork. Again, we'll go to the top of the fifth inning now. Quickly moving game here. We do have some updates as Beaver all over Millard at this point, 12-4 in the 2A bracketing. And I believe Gunnison is up on South Sevier in the other 2A elimination game. And the other game for 3A is just getting started over there with Manti and South Summit. Here we are 3-0 in the fifth inning. And a ball ripped down the line. Well foul. That by Madison Thomas there by Emery. She got a hold of that dude. Send it flying, but the lines go straight, and that one didn't quite go in thin the lines. So they'll bring it back and start over. Madison Thomas in her one plate appearance with a strikeout. And so she will be followed by Caitlin Nielsen also with one appearance and a strikeout. Some of Nina Garcia's 6 strikeouts that she has in the game thus far. Woo, kind of a floater. She waited on it and did punch it through the middle. They threw that change up and she went right down off the ground, did Madison Thomas, and ripped that one off the ground and pushed it right back up the middle for a base hit up the middle. So she did her job to do something, to get something going here in the fifth inning. That'll bring Caitlin Nielsen now to the batter's box. And Caitlin Nielsen, only one plate appearance. She did get a strikeout in the previous game. She had really good production there from the number 9 spot. See if she can't get something going here. Swing and a miss. And that is, as we're seeing the ball a little bit better now, that Nina Garcia is sneaky fast. And she brings the ball up in the zone right there on Nielsen and just not able to catch up to that ball up high. And that one low and in the dirt. Gets away from the catcher, Marsek, who's had a really nice game behind the plate and a nice arm in throwing some girls out and directing traffic. But that's a ball to the screen and allows Thomas to move to second. On deck, of course, is Jalen Fox, the leadoff batter, and NJ Adair, the number 2 batter, if we can get that far for the Emery Spartans. That ball is hit foul by Caitlin Nielsen. Caitlin Nielsen with a .333 batting average for the Emery Spartans. She's down in the hole now, 1-2 at this at-bat. You want to make some contact and just keep the ball moving. Ball's going to be outside, 2-2 now the call. So stands in there. Throws the changeup again, does Nina Garcia, and just not able to deal with that. Caitlin Nilsson goes down on the strikeout for the first out. Devastating changeup, and she does have some good motion on other pitches. So sneaky fast with a devastating changeup. That's a heck of a combination.
They're coming. They're warming up. They're there.
So stepping in now is Jalen Fox. She puts a bunt down, but again it goes directly to the pitcher. She turns and throws to the second baseman covering. Those bunts are effective, but you got to hit them somewhere except back at Nina Garcia. If you can hit them down the first base line, you're going to have a chance, a really good chance, or a third base. But they're bunting it right back to the pitcher. And it does move the runner. Over to third goes Madison Thomas. But there's 2 outs in the inning now with Adair at the bat. Ball gets away from the catcher, and the runner's going to come in and score. Nice. There you've got Madison Thomas. So on the board now is the Emery Spartans as they score there on a passed ball and a steal of home. So Nilsson gets in on a passed ball. So 3-1 now. Emery finally on the board here in the 5th inning. And Adair still with a chance here to keep things going. 2 out in the inning. Adair at the bat. She flew out to flew out to third in the 1st inning and reached on an error by the shortstop in the 3rd inning. Pitch is going to be low. Ball. So that's 2. Ball 2. And Adair needs to keep things going. Aspen Taylor on deck. And she'll foul that one off over the screen, into the trees. So 2-1 now the count to Adair. Lights on now. We're going into the dark twilight hours. She's going to hit one softly towards third. Third bobbles it. Short comes up with it, but no time to throw that one. So Adair gets on an error. Third baseman had that, goes right through her glove, off her glove. And it keeps the inning alive here for Emery, and it brings to bat Aspen Taylor, the pitcher. Aspen Taylor had a double in the 1st inning and bunted one right back at the pitcher in the 3rd inning. So another one right back at the pitcher. She rips one down the line, but it's going to go out foul out beyond the fence in left field. On the little gal grabs it and tries to bring it back. Oh, nice arm, little girl. I didn't think she could get it that high, but she got her done. So the ball's coming back in. And Nina Garcia says she wants that ball back because it knows how to go foul. So she'll take that one back. So a strike on the batter. Taylor thinks about it, but she holds up. 1-1 the call now. To the batter, Aspen Taylor, who would like nothing better than tie that ball game up right here with one swing. Rips it. It'll go between shortstop and third into left field. Fielded quickly there. The runner can only go to second base. Adair only to second base. But Aspen Taylor has things going now with a single. Puts runners at first and third with Brooklyn Ecker coming to the plate. And Ecker got a single in the 1st.
Brings up Ecker, Crispin on deck.
The runner will come in. This is Luke for Aspen Taylor. Luke comes in to run for her. Brooklyn Ecker, a single in the 1st inning, and then tried to stretch the single later in the game, go from 1st to 3rd on a single by Johnson, and was thrown out at 3rd. And so she's been able to get on both times. We'll see what she can do here to keep this inning going. Pitch is low and in the dirt. Ball, 1-1 the count. Wow, hits the changeup back up the middle. That's going to get back into the infield and allow a run to score. They make the throw to home, and the other runner's unable to advance. But a nice hit there by Brooklyn Ecker. It's a single, drives the run in by Adair, comes in to score, making it 3-2. And the runner, Taylor, goes to second base. Now the Providence Hall is going to call a bit of a timeout here and discuss a few issues. And strategy or calming them down, you never know for sure in a deal like this. What the coach is after oftentimes is just, settle down. We're all right. Play your game. We'll be all right. We'll see what happens here. He's left the mound at the circle. And the girls carry on, and they should be breaking back quick to their positions. And the Alyssa Marsek out there, as a good catcher should do, talking to them and giving some last-second instructions also. So, again, 2 runs across in the inning. It's 3-2 now in the top of the 5th. Emery has come to life offensively. They've got 2 in. They've got 2 runners on, and they've got Olivia Christman at the plate. Swing, strike 1 to Christman. She struck out in the first, and she got a single in the 4th. So we'll see what she can do here. She bunts it in the air. However, pitcher not able to put a glove on it, at least catch it. She tried. Garcia tried, but the ball was just a little bit short for her and ended up being a... Not only did she miss it, then she touched it so it couldn't roll foul. So it's a base hit. Bases are loaded now.
Infield base hit. Runs the bases. Johnson now batting.
So Shannon Johnson is up to bat now. She has struck out and got a single last time up. Boy, a single right here would be huge for the Emery Spartans here in this inning, already with 2 across, still trailing by 1. Hits the ball in the air. It's going to maybe drop in. Left center fielder makes a diving catch to end the inning. Looked like that was going to be a tweener right there, a Texas leaguer. But the center fielder, Isaacson, makes the play. So that's the end. They do get 2 across. 3-2 is the score. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
Here we are, ready to start the bottom of the 5th inning now. Again, Emery finally got their offense going. They pick up a couple of runs. They leave the bases loaded there. Again, by a great play by the center fielder, Isaacson, making the diving catch and saving at least the tying run and possibly tying and go-ahead run there in that inning. So they'll come to bat now with Marsek, the catcher, Alyssa Marsek, at the plate. First pitch is a pop-up to the infield. Who's calling it? Pitcher calls it, and she drops it out of her glove. Everybody was around her, but she does drop it out of the glove. So Aspen Taylor, and most times they'll say, let that shortstop coming in take that ball. But that's a dropped ball, so that's not the way they wanted to start the bottom of the 5th here. And it puts Alyssa Marsek on first base. And coming up is Maddie Johnson, who's got a double and a single in the ball game. Pops it up to second base, is going back. She's not able to get to it. Right fielder picks it up, throws it to shortstop, pulls her off the bag, and she's able to get back. The runner gets in. One way or the other, they needed an out right there and not able to get either one. Not the catch or the throw to second base. And so I guess you call that a hit, but yeah, there should have been an out somewhere. So it's a bad luck for Emery. Great luck if you're Providence Hall. Put the bat down. It's going to be foul, however. So this is Sarah Scott now batting. And Sarah Scott has flown out to the center field and flown out to shortstop thus far in her 2 plate appearances. So strike 1 on Sarah Scott. And she brings it again, squares the bunt, goes down the third baseline, turns and throws. Nice play. Ecker gets over on third base, and the third baseman, Jalen Fox, makes a great play and turns and makes the play at third, not first. So Hetty right there, nicely done to slow that down, but they will put a fielder's choice on Sarah Scott. Still got runners at first and second now. With the out at third. Heady play. Haley Lentz, although the ball gets past the catcher and the runners advance and move to second and third now. They move up on the passed ball. And Haley Lentz is at the plate. Ball 1 to her. We mentioned before, a big batting average with a lot of pop down this low in the order. So she's a dangerous batter. Gets a floater. Decker has to back up, and she holds the ball and then makes the tag. The run does score, but again, Ecker showing some of that ability and brilliance from before. Fakes the throw to first, and when Sarah Scott takes off, she then catches her off the base and tags her. Scott needed to wait just a second longer to make her throw that ball. But as it is, you have a runner at first, 1 run in. Swing and a miss by the batter, Emmy Anderson. So if they can get out of this with no more damage than the 1 run, they'll feel good about that from where they were. Swing and a miss, strike. Quick throw to first, not in time. 2 strikes on the batter, 2 outs in the inning. On deck is Ireland Anderson from Emmy Anderson. Check swing, I think she went. They do call it, so a strikeout to Emmy Anderson. So that'll be 3 in the inning. They get 1 across. They're up 4-2 now going to the 6th inning. Come on back with us and we'll bring you the 6th inning.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
At Central Valley Medical Center, we're committed to offering the best care.
In your life's first moments.
Through your life's biggest emergencies.
In your everyday help.
In those days that mean the most.
Central Valley Medical Center will be there with you through each step and stage of life, bringing the best care because we care. Closer to home.
Welcome back now as we start the 6th inning here at Spanish Fork between Emery and Providence Hall. And Providence Hall did put one more back on the board, so they're up by 2 now, 4-2 here in the 6th inning. Top of the 6th, and Emery will send to the plate. They'll start with Shannon Johnson. Maddie Bunnell. By my scoring, it should be Shannon Johnson, but whatever. Okay, that's right. Bunnell squares to bunt. And it'll be 1 strike on the batter. And right now, Emery just doing anything they can to get runners on so that they can get something going here. As she tries to bunt. Bunnell has struck out twice now in the ball game here for their 3rd appearance here. Squares to bunt again, pulls back off of it. Ball. 1-1. Again, if she's going to bunt, she want to bunt down the line, not towards the pitcher. So she holds it back this time, goes ahead and swings away, drives it right back up the middle for a base hit. Nicely done there by Bunnell. And the center fielder, Isaacson, will get it quickly back into the shortstop Johnson to keep her at first base. So we got a runner at first. And Bunnell at first base now on that single. So she did her part, got something going. Now Thomas needs to come through and make something happen here. Last time up, she got a single and eventually scored in the inning. Ball is high. Ball 1. And Bunnell is getting a huge lead down there at first. We've already seen what this young lady, Marsick, can do throwing a ball. You need to be careful. You don't want to get picked off on a running error. Base running error. And the throw was low. Throw down to second base was not in time, goes through, and then the ball bounces past the third baseman. So Bunnell's running, gets a runner at third base now. And apparently the ball hit, either there was some interference or the ball went in the dugout, one or the other. The Bunnell is awarded home on a technicality. I did not see it. Didn't look like it went in the dugout, but there may have been some interference along the way that we did not see, and I did not see the indication from the umpire. But nevertheless, a run is scored by Bunnell. Her aggressive running, we were talking about be careful, don't make a base running error, and yet her aggressive running has turned into a run here and narrowed the lead to 4-3 here in the top of the 6th. And Madison Thomas still at the plate. Swing and strike 1, strike 2, or strike 1. We'll go 1-1 here.
Is it 1-1?
And next pitch is going to be low. Ball 2. I believe it's 2-1. Waiting for a signal from the umpire. But we know it's at least 2-1. Change up once again. Hits in the air to the left center field. And over to make the play is Isaacson. So a pop up into left field by Thomas for the first out, and it'll bring Caitlin Nielsen to the plate. Again, Emery trailing by 1. Providence Hall's played a good game here defensively. Boy, a huge hole up the middle. They are playing Caitlin Nielsen to pull it hard, as the second baseman is almost behind the first baseman in alignment, and the shortstop is over in her normal position, so there is a huge hole up the middle. If Caitlin Nielsen could get it into that hole. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And Caitlin Nielsen has struck out twice thus far in her 2 plate appearances. She's in a hole again here, 0-2. Choke up, slap at the ball, anything to make contact. Hits the ball foul, it'll come back over the screen, and it'll be a foul ball. Still 0-2 the count to Nielsen. Swing and a miss. The changeup was thrown, and it was a swing and a miss, so a strikeout for Caitlin Nielsen. Second out of the inning. We go back to the top of the order now for Jalen Fox. Fox has been up 3 times, has not yet reached base. Grounded out to third base, flew out to shortstop, grounded out to the pitcher. So yet to get on base in that leadoff spot. Pitcher could be low and inside, ball 1. Ball outside, ball 2. Leadoff hitter, you just want to get on, whatever you can do to get on. In other games, again, Millard and Beaver. Beaver seems to be all over Millard at this point in time. Millard made a comeback, but they're training now again. Ball's going to be hit out of bounds here by Fox. It's 16-7 in the Millard Beaver game, with Beaver up in this 4th inning. Pitches inside, ball. So we're 3-1 now is the count to Jalen Fox. Adair on deck. Nina Garcia pitching well and really keeping them off balance, but she gives up the walk there. And that'll be a walk and puts Fox on first base, keeps the inning alive. Adair now comes to the plate. She has reached twice, both on errors. An error on the shortstop and an error on the third baseman. In the first inning, she flew out to the third baseman, So a couple of errors here have allowed Adair to get on, but again, in a game like this, anything you can do to get on is okay. Now they're trying to get the game ball sorted out. They've had a few of them go into the stands and different things and scratched up. So, Nina Garcia. Ball is hit in the air to center field. Looks like Isaacson's got a play, and she makes that play, so that'll be the end as she flies out to the center fielder, Isaacson, who's had a great day today, made a number of important catches and a couple of really, really good catches, and she'll end the 6th inning. So, yeah, we'll go to the bottom of the 6th, 4-3 the score in favor of Providence Hall.
2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups. Plus, get a $4,000 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Centricom believes the service relationship continues long after installation, and we're available to support you every step of the way. That's why if there is a problem with our equipment, a service visit from us means no cost to you. We know the value of a satisfied customer, so if you refer us to a friend, we'll take care of them and you'll get 1 month of service free. We promise to make your experience the best it can be. Centricom, keeping you connected.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Drs. Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, Rhett Smith.
Hey, we're back here, and we have Providence Hall, not Roland Hall, Providence Hall at the plate now. And they are back to the top of their order, I believe. Is this Nina Garcia? No, Ireland Anderson is the leadoff hitter. Is the number 9 hitter, but in the leadoff spot in this inning. And she'll take a ball there, so I believe it's 1-1 the count. In other action that's going on, it looks like Manti is up pretty good on South Summit. And Millard is in real trouble over there with Beaver. Last score I saw, I believe, was 20-7. in the fourth inning. So in deep, deep trouble there. Pitch is up. That's a ball. And so it'll go 2-1 here to the batter, Ireland Anderson. Ooh, a nice pitch there by Aspen Taylor to get the swing and the miss. So it's 2-2 the count now to Ireland. She hit back to the pitcher, was thrown out at first, and then she flew out to the left fielder in her 2 at-bats. That one's going to break to the outside and be a ball. So Ireland Anderson has worked it to a full count here in the first batter of the bottom of the 6th inning. So Aspen Taylor brings it. Oh, hit straight in the air. It's going to come back. I believe it'll clear the stands, and it does. So Anderson will have new life here. And really for Emery, they really have got to keep for any more runs off the board. It's been so tough getting runs for Emery that they can't afford to put a couple on here, or even one, really. Keep this at 4-3 for their at-bat in the 7th if they can. I mean, that's obviously the goal, but it's imperative at this point in time. So that's a breaking ball off the outside. She's going to lose her, put her on, walk. And walk the number 9 hitter is not a good strategy, generally speaking. So the number 9 hitter is on base. Then we go back to the top of the inning, and it'll be Nina Garcia. She'll be batting here in the 6th inning. Leadoff batter, Nina Garcia. And really, since the double in the first inning, she's been kind of silent with a strikeout and a fly out to the first baseman in subsequent at-bats. Rake is late. The ball was dropped. The runner hesitated, but then took off. And Olivia Christman, who's had a tremendous time behind the plate, not able to make that throw in time. And so you've got an advance by Ireland Anderson to second base. And Garcia gets a hold of one here. It could be, and it is gone. Garcia with a huge home run at an important time in the ball game. They'll bring in Ireland Anderson and also, of course, Nina Anderson with the home run. We just talked about the importance of trying to hold this score down because it's been tough getting runs for Emery, but there was no holding that one in. When she touched that one off, it was a definite home run. So congratulations to Nina Garcia, who's thrown a good game, and now at the plate she's helped her own cause there also. Score goes to 6-3 now, and nobody out here in the inning. And Ecker gets the ball back in from the left fielder, but they don't like that one. It knows how to go out of here in fair territory, so they threw that one back to the umpire and said, you put that one away. We don't want it no more. So Kix Isaacson will come to the plate with nobody out and 2 runs across here. Iverson has grounded out to second base twice and struck out in the ball game. Pitch is low and goes off the shin guards and rolls down the third baseline where it'll be tracked down. Ball 1. The other game in process is Gunnison and South Sevier, and I'm not sure what the score is on it. Have not seen the score in a while. Their scoreboard is not working. Pitch is going to be high to Isaacson. Ball 2. Pitch down, his hit down the first baseline, but foul. So 2-1 the count. So Kix Iverson, 2-1 the count. Get everybody squared away and back in position here. It's going to be inside a ball. And Kix Iverson will run it to 3-1 count. Going to hit it right back up the middle as Isaacson, and it'll go back to Aspen Taylor. She'll go quickly over to Shannon Johnson for the out. So 1-3 for the first out there of the inning And it'll bring up Tristan Lenz to the plate with her 800 batting average or whatever it seems to be. Does a great job hitting the ball. So Tristan Lenz has been on 2 of the 3 at-bats. Swings and drives one way foul. That's clear over in the Millard and Beaver ball game. We'll have to go get that one to bring it back. Strike 1 on Lenz. Offers, but they're going to call the strike. And again, there's no indication of whether it was on the check swing or whether it was the cutting the corner of the plate. But it's a call. 0-2 is the count now to Lenz. Another one hit hard off the bat, but it's going to go foul off the screen where she swings hard. So back to Lenz, outside ball. The score just coming in. It sounds like that Gunnison has defeated South Sevier and will play again tomorrow. Gunnison's season continues. South Sevier, their season has ended on this game tonight. Lenz hits it high in the air to center field. Diving catch by the center fielder. It was high in the air. It was in left center field. And a diving catch by Maddie Bunnell. Center fielders for both teams been making some great catches in the ball game, and she makes a great one there. And it's the second out. Wow. I thought at first that was going to be an easy out. Then I thought nobody's going to get to that one, and then all of a sudden Bunnell gets there. What a play. Came a long way. So it's 2 out in the inning. Brings Alyssa Marsek to the plate. It's going to be a low ball 1 to Marsek. And she's been on twice. Of her three plate appearances, she's reached base twice. And looking to get there a 3rd time out of 4. Pitch is up high. Ball 2 now to Marsek. The Beaver-Millard game also, I think the 2A games are about done. It's the 3A games left to go here, and this one's getting close as we are in the bottom of the 6th with a 6-3 lead for Providence Hall. That's hit directly at the center fielder. It's going to be over the center fielder's head, but she gets it back in quickly so that there's no advancement. There's a long single by Alyssa Marsek. As that just froze the center fielder. It was so quick on her, it got over her head. I think she thought it was a home run, but it came down short and bounced off the fence, and then she quickly recovered and got it back in. That's Maddie Bunnell out there in center field. Done a great job today. So 1 runner on, 2 down in the inning, and we've got Johnson at the plate. Oh, a great pitch right there by Aspen Taylor. That one seemed to move 3 different directions at once and froze the batter, so it's a 1 strike. There are 2 outs in the inning, and Emery's probably got to close this down at this point in time. That's a foul back over the fence, and it'll drop in over towards the other field. It's 2 strikes now on the hitter. And Maddie Johnson trying to keep it going. Sarah Scott is on deck. Pitch is high, ball to Maddie Johnson. Playing shortstop today, and she's had a nice game wearing number 24. And she's been on twice with singles and scored both times. Ooh, got her on the outside corner. Nice pitch on the outside edge, strike 3. And that'll be it for this inning and for the Providence Hall Patriots. Now it comes down to the top of the 7th. Emery has 3 outs to get at least 3 runs to keep this game going. We'll be back and see how it goes in just a second.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience fresh-baked artisan breads and pastries in their bakery and sushi made fresh every day. Get all this with hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's two 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
So here we are, folks, top of the 7th inning. Set the stage for you. It is down to the wire for Emery High School. They trail 6-3, top of the 7th. They've got to have at least 3 to tie this game up to keep the game going into the bottom of the 7th and beyond. They will bring to the plate the heart of their order. Aspen Taylor will lead off in the inning, and she'll be followed by Brooklyn Ecker and Olivia Christman, the heart of their order thus far. Taylor has a couple of singles in the game. Looking to make something happen here. First pitch to her in the 7th is a ball. Ball 1. Again, she had a double in the 1st and a single in the 5th. She hit it back to the pitcher in the 3rd inning. That's a called strike there, so 1-1 is the count to Aspen Taylor. Providence Hall, of course, in their position, they're looking to make an out any way they possibly can. Strike. Nina Garcia has thrown an excellent ball game, folks. And again, it's hard to quantify just exactly what all she's doing to keep these hitters off balance. Pop fly to shortstop there off the handle. She jammed her up tight. Pop fly to the shortstop. So that's one of the outs that Providence Hall needs. You do see that Garcia has good motion on the ball, but it seems like there's been others that have had greater motion, but for whatever the reason, sneaky fast with a great changeup. She has pitched an excellent ball game here today to hold these Emery hitters down. That ball is going to be hit into right center field. It'll come down and drop and maybe get an extra base. Nope, center fielder ranges over, backs up the right fielder, gets it back in quickly, so it's a base hit, but limited to only one base. And for Providence Hall, that's the key, is not to give the extra bases, not to make the mistakes, keep everything in front of you. So, with one down and one on, Brooklyn Ecker with that single. Now Olivia Christman comes to the plate. And her last two at-bats are a single and a single, so she's hit well. Now they've got Ecker hung up in between, and she's able to get back to first, as the throw to second was a real catastrophe, but she had already started back to first base. It looked like they had her hung up bad, which would have been a real mistake at this point in time. I think she expected them to throw back to first base, and they threw down to second instead. And had the ball not been bobbled clear into the outfield. Bunt is down, but it's going to go foul. So Olivia Christman has 2 strikes on her as she's trying to keep this thing alive and help Ecker get around and to score. But she's going to have 3 scores, not just one. They've got to have 3. Swing and a miss, strike 3 once again, and there's that inside pitch with some movement on it that Nina Garcia has been so good with. So she adds to her strikeout list for the second out of this inning. They're down to 1 now. 2 outs, trailing 3-6 in the top of the 7th. They're down to 1 out here. is Emery to keep their season alive. Providence Hall played a nice game here. Quick throw back to first on Ecker, not in time. So Providence Hall has played extremely well. They deserve to be ahead in the ball game. What they've done has stifled Emery, who has some great hitters and some great action. But Providence Hall has stifled them. There's that changeup. There must be some movement besides just being a changeup. That's a change curve of some sort. And Shannon Johnson was then unable to find that ball, and it'll be a strike and a ball on her now as she stands in against Nina Garcia. Comes a little heat that time on the inside half. Fouling it away is Shannon Johnson, so 2 strikes on her. So in essence, Emery down to her last strike. And we'll see what Nina Garcia dials up on this one. Will it be the changeup or the heat inside on the hands? She's been successful with both. And the ball is hit lazily to the first baseman, and she makes the stab on it. That's Tristan Lenz makes the play, and that'll be it. That's the ball game as they foul out to the first baseman for the 3rd out. And so Roland Hall will advance and a score of 6-3 here. And Roland Hall is not playing, folks. So there's another group of people that I've upset. So I've got half the state upset on me already. This is Providence Hall that's playing here now, and they did win. Please be relaxed if you're from Providence Hall. They did win the ball game. And they're not even wearing green and white. And I know, anyway, they will advance, and Emery's season, as good as it's been, will come to an end here tonight. And Providence Hall will move forward. They will play tomorrow at 12:30. They'll play the loser of the Grantsville and Carbon ball game. So that'll be a good ball game tomorrow at 10 a.m. So to set the stage for you, Grantsville and Carbon at 10 o'clock in one semifinal, North Sanpete and Canyon View in the other. Losers will drop down into the drop-down division. Winners will meet at 3 o'clock in the championship division. So the losers will then drop down and play at 12:30. Providence Hall will be one of those, and then the other one will be either Manti or South Summit, and we think Manti's ahead in that ball game. In the 2A action, in the championship, you will have Enterprise and Parowan in one semifinal at 10, San Juan and Duchesne in the other semifinal at 10. The losers will drop back down and play Gunnison and Beaver in the 12:30 time slot. And the winners of the Enterprise, Parowan, Duchesne, and San Juan game will play at 3. So we're narrowing down. We're down to 8 teams in the 1A or 3A and 8 teams in the 2A. So been an exciting day. Lots of good softball going on. We'll be saying goodnight. And again, we thank our sponsors and TeamHive.live and Centracom and KSL Sports. We'll see you tomorrow.